Hello everyone, my name is Master Steve, and welcome back to some more Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys are ready to join me as we do some more flight sim, and today we'll be going over the great state of Oregon. So last time we did the Silver State, and we kind of took a look at some of those rural, kind of, remote towns out in Nevada, and it was a super fun time, a lot of beautiful scenery, and just great stuff to look at. And we'll be kind of continuing on in our career mode, going over Oregon. So I've been playing this game, for hours a day, and I've been having a blast with it. All these little missions are so much fun. I love aviation so much, and this game has really just truly been an amazing time for me because I just love playing through career mode. But I have to say, to start off this video, that I have run into a lot more bugs than I ever expected. It's honestly a little bit disappointing and kind of a little frustrating. The game is still fun overall, but some of these bugs just absolutely ruin it, and I really hope they patch them out soon. So the first bug that I've been running into is the game will freeze, and it's just like you have to exit out and restart. I don't know why that is the case, but for some reason this game, it's just random sometimes. So it's like you'll be, you'll land your plane or whatever, and if for some reason you pause or something, it's just like you just lose control of the aircraft and you have no choice but to completely quit out of the game and lose all progress for that mission, even though you're 2 seconds away from being done. And it's like if you skip a taxi sometimes, it's like, you'll come out of that little black screen, see your plane, and nothing will happen. It's like you just lose control of the aircraft again. It makes absolutely no sense. I had a mission where I was doing a VIP mission, and the VIP mission was going to be the star of this video because it was a 4-hour flight from the Oregon coast all the way down to a ski resort in the mountains of California. It was a super long flight. I was really looking forward to it. I got 60 nautical miles into that thing, and I kid you not, just randomly, the engine of my plane just stopped. Just randomly. I was doing everything it was telling me to. I was really monitoring everything, and it's the engine just stopped, and I could not get it turned back on. I don't know what happened. It could have been a mechanical thing. I don't know. But right in the middle of a 12,000 credit VIP mission, engine stops. I get no credit for it. And after the engine stopped, it would not even let me control the plane. I kid you not. I lost all control of everything. Had to exit out. Got 0 credits for it. Wasted about an hour. And just super frustrating. So I don't know. I just had to rant about that for a little bit. It's just driving me crazy. It was a $70 game. I'd like it to perform well. The gameplay of it is super fun. I've been having a great time with it, but just, yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of a frustrating thing. So, I was expecting to have this video up, I think, 5 days ago, basically, but for some reason, every single time I have these missions where I have to just restart, and it just drives me crazy. I know that I'm not gonna post me doing the same mission 6 times over again. No one's gonna watch that. So some of the missions in this video I did 3 or 4 times, and it was the 5th time or something that I actually got credit for the mission. So it's been kind of a tedious grind because of the bugs, but overall still really enjoying it. And I have to say, Oregon has definitely been my favorite place to fly over so far. So if you guys are still kind of getting into career mode, I would highly recommend the west coast of the United States to be a spot you guys check out. And the reason I say that is because the amount of missions on the west coast is crazy. And a lot of those VIP missions go to a lot of those mountain resorts in California, Montana. You get a lot of these VIP ones that are going to ski resorts, and those are all worth around 10,000 credits. And it is a great way to, get that money you need and just, level up and get those certifications. So if you guys don't have the West Coast kind of unlocked yet, I highly recommend it. I think it's one of the best spots so far, and it's been really helping me. So by the end of the last episode, I think the only thing I had going was my multi-engine certification, and by the end of this one, I had pretty much, I think I got 4 more certifications. I've been busy. I got the instrument certification, the night flying one, I did quite a few of them. So I think the next one I'm getting is my jet engine certification. It should be good, so I can use some of those faster planes and, actually, operate at a nice altitude and do some more high-paying missions. But, I mean, I've been hard at work, so, I mean, getting 6 certifications down, I mean, it's been a grind, but it's been super, super fun. But anyway, let's get into the actual flight scene stuff. So what you're seeing right now is a flight over Canyonville, Oregon. Now, the town it's not very big. It's kind of up in the mountains in a little valley, but I mean, this is one of the best parts to me for flying over Oregon. Whether you're just landing, taking off, flying over the thing, whatever it is, everywhere in Oregon is super, super beautiful to fly over, and it's just a gorgeous state. So if you look at this landing right here, I mean, you're coming over a highway, over a river, coming down through the trees to this runway. I mean, just absolutely stunning. Really, really like it, and it just was an amazing experience. So this landing was, we'll just say, one of my typical ones. I'm still working on the landings. I think this one was rated about a 50. For some reason they didn't like it. I don't think it was that bad, to be honest. I felt like that was relatively smooth, but again, for some reason, if you bounce it just a little bit in this game, I mean, it'll drop you to an F, no problem. They have no mercy. So overall, this flight was a little but at least I got credit for it and everything was fine, and I actually had to complete the mission, which was good, so that I won't complain about. So the next one I did was over the small town of Fruitdale, and I have to say again, this one was super, super amazing. So when you're doing these little flight sim missions in your little Cessna Skyhawk, you're not actually up very high, which is nice. I mean, you're trying to just give someone a nice tour of the town, and if you're actually doing stuff in Oregon, you always have something to look at. So all these towns are located in valleys basically, and you're always surrounded by mountains. There's always rivers to look at, and everything is just gorgeous. I mean, I've only been to Oregon like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times in real life. I mean, I've always really enjoyed it, but I haven't been like, deep up in there and actually kind of explored some of those other towns up there. And flying over it honestly makes me want to, plan another trip to Oregon because it is super, super beautiful. So the town of Fruitdale, this one was actually really, really fun. I really enjoyed this one. I forget who the passenger was, but this one, they were actually relatively pleased with what I was doing. I mean, yeah, just look at that. I mean, you got the river running through the mountains. Like, I appreciate some good scenery in this game. And I'm sure the graphics are much, much better on, like, PC, but, I think the Series X, it runs just fine. There's still plenty of nice stuff to look at, and it's great. So I believe Fruitdale is I believe it's south of Medford, just south of there. I could be wrong on that, but I'm going to say just south of Medford if I remember correctly. But yeah, super pretty town. Honestly, this was a great flight. This one was just relaxing. I always hate flying over, the middle of nowhere, but this one was actually just right. Just enough stuff to look at, but just forced you enough to where you actually felt like, you were seeing stuff and enjoying stuff, and it wasn't just the passengers taking it all in. You could actually enjoy it yourself as you were flying through there. And I have to say the landing for this one was actually not too bad. And I mean, when I say that, I mean, it means I got above a 50 basically, which is kind of embarrassing to say. I mean, for some reason, they just grade you so harshly on landings in this game, and it drives me crazy. I just don't understand why. If you make one slight error, you drop to an F. But I mean, this one, honestly, I think it went not too bad, honestly. I think it felt like it was pretty good. And I mean, I got all the communication stuff down just because I know that there's one kind of mission to unlock it. You have to have, like, I think it's like 15 or 20, like, I don't know, like full communication stuff with the tower. So always trying to make sure I am actually, not skipping and kind of farming these little passenger missions, because I want my jet airline certification so bad, and I want to start doing those, high profile missions, making a lot of money for an actual airline. So now that I'm watching this back, honestly, I mean, the approach on that landing was pretty rough, but touchdown was not too bad. So this other one that I did was over Cave Junction. This is the one that was in the thumbnail, and this one was honestly my favorite one of Oregon. I don't know why. Cave Junction is just it's a very, very small town, just kind of living kind of up in the mountains a little bit, but just the amount of scenery you have to look at around here is just, it's amazing, and it was honestly just my favorite thing of the day. So you got these nice rivers flowing through here, plenty of water to look at, the mountains were hitting it just right. I mean, look at the clouds. Yeah, kind of like, just some high clouds, a little bit of a thunderstorm rolling through, but it just made the area so much more beautiful. And it was like, this one, I could have done 3 or 4 more circles around this area. I actually want to go back and explore this in free flight mode, just because it was so gorgeous. I mean, you look at the sunlight coming through over there on the right. Like, I mean, it was just such a beautiful experience. I would have to say, if you guys want to have a little fun time in career mode, see if you can get one over Cave Junction, Oregon. For some reason, that is just a amazing area, and honestly, I mean, just it was a fun time. This one was actually one of the more memorable ones. I mean, like I said, look at that. The way the sun's coming through the clouds over that valley over there. I mean, the game captures that perfectly, and it is just beautiful to look at. Really, really enjoyed it, and just, like I said, just a very, very fun time. So Cave Junction, I am honestly not sure. I forget where it is in Oregon. I believe it's kind of that, I don't know, I'd say lower to, kind of that lower left-hand corner is where it'd be closest to, I think, but don't quote me on that. But just super pretty area. Love all the forest and just all the water around. Just super beautiful. Really, really enjoyed that flight. And this other one that I did, this was the last one I have footage of, just because I just had so many issues with the game crashing. I have no idea why, but again, this one was just an amazing experience, and I just highly recommend Oregon because you always have something to look at. All the areas are super, super interesting. There's just plenty of land features. There's just tons of stuff to look at, and you always got the coast you can go out to as well. Oregon is just one of the best places you can fly in this game. I highly recommend it. And all of the missions, I mean, they pay pretty well. I mean, everything is pretty, I mean, even across the map. But what I've noticed with Oregon is that you just have so many missions up in the Portland area to where you can just farm credits, and it's a great way to make money off this game. And I mean, quite a few VIP missions show up, so highly, highly recommend it. So this airport really right here, I'm not exactly sure what they call it. Some of them you don't really get a name until you're like actually flying back to it. But this one I really, really enjoyed because, I mean, just look at the landscape you're taking off through. Super, super open, mountains off in the distance, super bright, clear skies. I mean, this was a beautiful day for flying. Super smooth takeoff. Everything on this one was just perfect. So I kind of went, I sunk a little bit there, which is okay. I mean, you don't want to do that, but I mean, the takeoff here, like I said, it was good. And you come over all these little buildings over here, and it's just super, super pretty. And so then finally I come over here to the town of Talent, Oregon. Now, this place is actually relatively grown up and just super, super pretty to look at. I mean, you got some nice farming areas around the outskirts of it, but I mean, the central part of the town is just nice and grown up, and everything around here is just beautiful. So you got some lakes here and there, but I mean, it's just, you get a little bit of everything with this one to say. It's just super beautiful to look at. Everything here was fantastic. So I did about 10 more of these missions over Oregon, and I mean, I got a ton of certifications done. Like I said, my big goal is getting that Jet Airlines certification so I can finally start flying for, like, United and stuff, and actually get some of those big money missions, getting some of those longer ones done so I can finally tour the world and get out of this little Skyhawk. Yeah, it's been a super productive past few days. I have really, really been enjoying this, and I've made a ton of progress. I think I went from level 12 to level 21 in one session, which, I mean, it's a lot of flying and a lot of stuff to do in a lot of these little Flightseeing missions, but overall it was well worth it. I'd do it again. It's well worth the effort, and I like just exploring. I love how it's 1-to-1. I mean, everything about this game, I just love it, and I have so much fun with it. So I think in the next episode we will either work our way up into Washington, or we will head across over into Utah. I'm not exactly sure which one I want to do next. I kind of have to plan on what area I have the missions kind of unlocked in. So Washington and Utah are the two that I have the next ones in. So leave a comment down below if there's one in particular you want to see. I mean, I think Utah will be a good one because they have so many nice national parks. But I have to admit, I mean, Washington has a lot of great national parks as well. So it's kind of a toss-up there, but I'm sure they'll both be absolutely gorgeous, and I'll have a lot of fun with both of them. And we'll do some more of the actual, I think it's like the photography Flightseeing ones that are, actually see a little more landmarks, get some more interesting stuff. So we'll probably do that next time, get some more interesting stuff, just because a lot of the longer missions that I had planned for this video, for some reason, bugged out. I got no credit for them, got frustrated, and it just, I don't know, it wasted a lot more time. They didn't save, and it just was a total disaster. But, some things happen to good games, and it's okay, I guess. So this final landing here was actually not too bad. I mean, I was lined up pretty well. Looking at myself coming down here, I was relatively level, steady decline, very nice angle here. Like I felt like this was, pretty good. But sadly, this one, I mean, they gave me they rated this landing at 15%. Like, I mean, just they're super, super harsh on your landings if you just screw up one little thing, and it's just, I don't know, it's a little frustrating. But I'm gonna get some S tier missions eventually, and I'm gonna get it down. I'm gonna perfect this. I'm gonna keep playing this, and I'm gonna get better. And I know I'm just gonna keep having a lot more fun with this. So that about wraps this one up. I mean, overall, Oregon super, super beautiful. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. Thought I'd update you guys. But yeah, next one's gonna be Washington or Utah. So if you guys have a preference on that, let me know down in the comment section down below. And please let me know your feedback, any thoughts, any comments. I will respond to. And like I said, I want to make sure that everyone's happy. But yeah, overall, Oregon, super fun experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more because we'll be continuing to go to the skies and having a lot more fun. So my name is Master Steve. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.